Yo, what's good, what's good? Morning, guys, morning. I'm gonna start the meditation here in just 1 minute. Gonna start the meditation here in just 1 minute. Alright, guys. Just a quick 5 minutes of meditation, alright? Alright, guys, I'm actually just gonna start the meditation right now. Just for like time purposes, I'm gonna just start the meditation right now. Okay.
Easiest way to get into the meditative state is to begin by listening. If you simply close your eyes and allow yourself to hear all the sounds that are going on around you, just listen to the general hum and buzz of the world as if you were listening to music. Don't try to identify the sounds you're hearing. Don't put names on them. Simply allow them to play with your eardrums. And let them go. In other words, you could put it, let your ears hear whatever they want to hear. Don't judge the sounds. There are no, as it were, proper sounds or improper sounds, and it doesn't matter if somebody coughs or sneezes or drops something. It's all just sound. And if I am talking to you right now and you're doing this, I want you to listen to the sound of my voice just as if it were noise. Don't try to make any sense out of what I'm saying, because your brain will take care of that automatically. You don't have to try to understand anything. Just listen to the sound. As you pursue that experiment, you will very naturally find that you can't help naming sounds, identifying them, that you will go on thinking, that is to say, talking to yourself inside your head automatically. But it's important that you don't try to repress those thoughts by forcing them out of your mind, because that will have precisely the same effect as if you were trying to smooth rough water with a flat iron. You're just going to disturb it all the more. What you do is this. As you hear sounds coming up in your head, thoughts, you simply listen to them as part of the general noise going on, just as you would be listening to the sound of my voice, or just as you would be listening to cars going by or to birds chattering outside the window. So look at your own thoughts as just noises. And soon you will find that the so-called outside world and the so-called inside world come together. They are a happening. Your thoughts are a happening, just like the sounds going on outside. And everything is simply a happening, and all you're doing is watching it. Now, in this process, another thing that is happening that is very important is that you're breathing. And as you start meditation, you allow your breath to run just as it wills. In other words, don't do at first any breathing exercise, but just watch your breath breathing the way it wants to breathe. And notice a curious thing about this. You say in the ordinary way, I breathe, because you feel that breathing is something that you are doing voluntarily, just in the same way as you might be walking or talking. But you will also notice that when you are not thinking about breathing, your breathing goes on just the same. So the curious thing about breath is that it can be looked at both as a voluntary and an involuntary action. You can feel on the one hand, I am doing it, and on the other hand, it is happening to me. And that is why breathing is a most important part of meditation, because it is going to show you, as you become aware of your breath, that the hard and fast division that we make between what we do on the one hand and what happens to us on the other is arbitrary. So that as you watch your breathing, you will become aware that both the voluntary and the involuntary aspects of your experience are all one happening. Now that may at first seem a little scary, because you may think, well, am I just the puppet of a happening, the mere passive witness of something that's going on completely beyond my control? Or on the other hand, am I really doing everything that's going along? Well, if I were, I should be God.
Yo, what's good? What's good, everyone? Welcome to another day here of our 30-day challenge. Now that I have you guys all here, I'm gonna put this little tally mark on my paper. Day 3, boom, that's lit. Day 3, let's get it. Thank you guys for joining me for that meditation session. I appreciate you guys. I know that it's not like everyone's favorite thing to do, and probably maybe it is your favorite thing to do, but it's not something that you come to this channel to do. So I appreciate you guys, for those of you who did stick around, for being here with and devoting your time and energy to a little bit more of self-care. So on a weekly perspective, guys, on the US dollar, okay, I wanted this previous weekly high. Now it seems pretty far-fetched, right? This previous monthly high and previous weekly high, it seems pretty far-fetched. So yesterday, as we were in our call, when we started dumping here, I immediately changed my weekly objective to this down one right here. 1 second, so you guys can see it a lot better as well on the weekly. Okay, that orange one imbalance that we're heading down into, that's my weekly objective. Now let's say we hit my weekly objective today, I'd definitely be keeping just a daily perspective on the market. But if let's say one of my daily objectives just completely off, right, and then my second daily objective that I set, hits on a Thursday, I usually won't set another one after a Wednesday New York session. So if this does hit during New York session, then I won't be setting a second weekly objective, but I will be guided through my daily narrative. And that doesn't mean I won't look at the weekly, it just means I just don't set a second one. Okay. So we'll let price action kind of do its thing. That right now is my weekly objective. And give me 1 second. So as I'm actually going to do this with you guys, I will be journaling as I go because I haven't had the chance to journal yet. Okay, so for the US dollar, boom, to the downside. Beautiful price action. New objective is, first objective was 104.7, and now my second objective is 103 flat. Okay, 103 flat, 103 whole level. And that's in terms of the dollar right now. I honestly don't see anything else really slowing this thing down other than that weekly imbalance. So we'll see what happens in that weekly imbalance. It's still really early in the week. You know, the week created an initial high of the week, which was on Tuesday. We'll see if that remains to be the high of the week and how far down we're going to expand. But right now, just keep your eyes on that imbalance and the way that we close today. NASDAQ. Surprisingly, NASDAQ did end up hitting our previous weekly high. You know, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if we make it back to that weekly high of August 7th. Yeah, the way that we exploded through this, I want to see us get back into this imbalance. Maybe even that gap up there, but definitely back into the insufficiency. So out of this whole weekly range, there's already a weekly one. Hold on. Yeah, out of this whole weekly range, I want price action to return. I want to see price action ideally return all the way over here. So for my new weekly objective on NASDAQ, because it was the previous weekly high yesterday, but obviously that got hit super fast. So my new weekly objective is going to be 15,550. There we go. That's for NASDAQ. Give me one sec. Let me just put this on my journal as well. So my first one, yep, 15,550. That's my objective overall. Guys, we can reject. We are 50% and below. We can reject. Maybe we even come down lower to accumulate again. But so far, one thing that I will tell you guys, right at 50% is this gap right here. So I'm gonna keep my eyes on this gap. Okay. But I do think that we can make it down there and continue pushing to the upside, right to 50%, to that 50% mark, and then just continue pushing to the upside. I mean, obviously there's a lot closer daily objectives like these ones you could be aiming for. That's my weekly objective. So on your daily objective, you could be aiming for these guys right here, this double top. So we'll see on NASDAQ. Actually going to, yep. So we'll see what ends up happening. But yeah, that's my final weekly objective. We'll see what ends up happening. My first one, definitely we went the opposing direction, and I personally just don't see us going that low this. Yeah, I don't see it going that low. My previous weekly objective was that previous weekly low, and I just don't see us going that low this week. It's a possibility given that it's NFP week, and a lot can happen on NFP. I've seen NFP set the high and the low of the day. I mean, of the week. So it's definitely possible. It's not impossible. But as of right now, to maintain my accuracy, my journaling, I'm gonna bolt upside. Dow took out that previous high very nicely, came into that imbalance and just continued pushing to the upside. Came into that gap yesterday, and you guys can just see how beautifully we just reject off this blue box. So it does it again and again and again. These gaps are insanely powerful. So now we are in this previous area of distribution. We are 50% and above of the weekly range. We are in premium on both NASDAQ and Dow. Let's look at S&P real quick. S&P as well, way above in premium price action. S&P, I just want to see the full range get taken out. Full range get taken out in S&P. And similar with S&P, maybe get back into that insufficiency overall for the week. So I'm going to mark those out. Just keep marking things out. But so far, the bullishness seems to have the better play. So here on Dow, we're going to go back to the weekly. This is the weekly right here. Boom. And that's not the monthly. Weekly right there. And you can see that we're making it back to this bearish breaker. I mean, bearish in... Excuse me. Having a hard time catching my breath. This is a bearish mitigation candle. So I'm not going to mark out the whole thing. I'm going to mark out the low of it first. Okay. I do see NASDAQ or Dow just climbing their way up there. Okay. So first is the closure of this imbalance. So we're going to vote for that closure of that imbalance and then potentially make it back into this mitigation candle right there. Okay. So I'll actually leave a line right there. One sec. Right there. Cool. And then we'll just call this one an OB. Right? Because it's an OB at the end of the day. Keep things simple. Okay, so on Dow Jones, traded into an imbalance, 50% and above. Traded into this previous area of distribution, above Asian highs. We can definitely continue to push higher. I would much prefer if we were to move higher to do it below this current low or into this previous area of accumulation. And I don't think that's really going to happen till like around 10, but I could be totally wrong and end up expanding. But for me, ideally this current 4-hour candle should close and then we can come back, mitigate out of this area and then continue going, if that makes sense. But overall, looking at more longs, we are pretty high already in the day, so just be aware of that. You know, your ideal longs are 50% and below. Your ideal shorts are 50% and above. Right? So, just be aware of that. Yo, good morning, JD. Yo, good morning, Raphael. YouTube wasn't notifying you that I went live. That's horrible. Sorry about that. I'm glad that you touched on that subject because I was gonna touch that really quick. So for all of you who are tuning in day after day, I really, really appreciate it. I just want to let you guys know that in respect to the communities and chats that I'm a part of, if you are getting these links through Abundant Capital, I just want to let you guys know, in respect to Abundant Capital community, I would love not to continue to spam my links on the Abundant Capital because there are resources there that people go back to and refer to, and just me like drowning the chats with my daily links. So an FY for those of you who are not subscribed, this is your indicator to, or your sign to subscribe, because I won't be announcing every single day that I'm going live on every single chat that I have, because that's just, I don't know, I just feel like I'm spamming too much. So for the future, guys, subscribe, be sure that notifications are on, and that way you'll always be notified as to when I'm going live. If you guys would like to know updates, news about Inner Wealth YouTube channel, follow me on Twitter, okay? Right down here on the bottom section of my screen, you guys should see the Twitter handle. Okay, I want you guys to follow me on Twitter. I'm not that great on Instagram about the YouTube page, but I know on Twitter I keep up with, you know, updates, what time I'm going live, everything. So with that, guys, go ahead and tune into the subscription for YouTube. Make sure that you're always notified when I go live. Anyways, yeah, so Dow having that bullish divergence, I feel, yeah, guys, I feel pretty good about, you know, some more longs. I mean, look at the monthly across the board. Dow, I really wish it would have gone a lot lower, but so be it. Nasdaq as well, just they look extremely bullish in my eyes. Just taking out all the drawings, taking out everything. Yeah, I'm more in favor of longs. So even though we are in premium, I do believe that we're going to have an overall long month. Oh, I guess not month, because the month is almost over, but overall bullish week. I'm very, like I said, I'm very curious about NFP. NFP, I'm very curious about. But S&P across the board, those highs gotta get clapped. Okay, all right, lower time frames. So S&P, what are we doing here? This is a bullish or a bearish candle. Old support can be newfound support, so I'm gonna leave that there, and we'll see if price action gives us a nice reaction from this area. Okay, so on the 1 hour, we did break to the upside. We got this counter trend, lower low, lower high, lower low, and then we got this higher high. So really, if we were to get any revisitation down here within this highlighted area, I would love to see an accumulation take place to continue pushing this higher. Now, something I want to bring you guys' awareness to. Let's go to this 3 screens. We took out the high. Nasdaq in the middle, Dow on the left. Okay. This is kind of what I wanted to see. So Dow is the only one that took out that Asian high. All the other ones did take out the lows, came back to, you know, to the low and created the low during London. But notice that we don't have the highs taken. So I'm going to assume a bearish divergence here, given that Asian high got taken out on Dow and we didn't take that out on anything else. So I'm going to assume a bearish divergence here, and I'm going to presume that we're going to push a little bit lower on Dow below these lows right here, right? Dow being the one that actually took out liquidity, I presume that that's going to be the one that slams down harder. Okay, so just taking note of that bearish divergence. Asian high taken. Cool. Yeah, these guys are going to probably struggle to move. Our DXY bias is bearish. Remember that. DXY bearish. Indices may pump from here. Okay, indices may pump from here given that DXY, even though we have that bearish divergence, indices will continue to pump if DXY falls with this level of aggressiveness. Okay, so be aware of that. Even though that there is bearish divergence, that's exactly what we look for. The possibilities of us continuing higher are still there, given that DXY is going to continue moving lower, at least to this objective. Hey, buenos dias. I'm super happy to see you here. NFP is going to be interesting. So what I want to do is make sure that we're all on together during NFP. And this is just a little bit too high. And the only reason that I wouldn't buy right now is just that divergence. But honestly, NASDAQ out of this imbalance makes sense. It's just that bearish divergence kind of got me on a hold, but any revisitation on Nasdaq here, that's a really good long. Yeah, I think that's gonna pop off pretty hard. S&P as well, same imbalance. Oh, S&P barely missed it. Barely missed the area that we were anticipating here on the 15-minute. Just continuation to the upside. Those targets may get hit here fairly soon. I really hope that Nasdaq takes out this high. That high right there. Yes, I did, JD. Yes, I did. I did grab my challenge, actually. Thanks for asking. Yeah, I went with my Forex funds. I went back with my Forex funds. I mean, I personally, it's not because of any other challenge. It's the better one out of all the challenges out there. I just personally have had an incredible experience with my Forex funds, and yeah, it's just been amazing. We came back to the breaker right there. All right, we came back to that breaker. We'll take out this daily insufficiency right there. We came back to that daily breaker, but we left that relative high. Check that out. We left that high alone. Maybe not on all feeds, but on my feed at least, we left that high intact. So we'll see. Takes the high. Nasdaq failing to take the high. We didn't close above here, so that area is totally off limits. Yeah, we needed to close above there. The 1 minute seems to be accumulating just fine, but I don't know. If that's something that meets your criteria, take it, you know? It just doesn't meet mine. Too much liquidity. See this double top? See these equal bottoms? Like that, something needs to be ran for me to be like, oh, okay, I'll take it. But rarely will you guys see me just take a continuation. Yeah, Nasdaq not taking out the high yet. We'll wait for Nasdaq. Dow taking that high one more time. S&P almost there. S&P. Hey, good morning, Jerome. Yeah, buddy. Let's get to it. In longs for Asian highs on Nas. Nice. Yeah, currently I'm not in anything right now. It's mainly because of the divergence, but not even because of that. It's no, yeah, it's 100% the divergence. Yeah, just because we're in premium and I'm seeing bearish divergence, so I'm gonna just sit this one out for now. But yeah, you know what, JD, when you asked me about the challenge, every time when I've grabbed the challenge in the past, I've rushed into it. So I'm in like, I don't know why that always used to happen to me, but there's only probably like a handful of challenges that I didn't rush into. But most of them, once I grabbed it, I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna take my fucking time with it. And then like the very first time that I sit down, I take a trade. I'm like, fuck. On Nas Longs, Arion as well. Look at S&P, man. Took out the high. Look at the way that we're respecting structure overall. Yeah. like I said, I was in favor of these longs, but we're in premium. That's why I'm a little hesitant about the longs right now. They just have to do a little bit more liquidity run for me to just jump into it. See, if we swept the upside, for me, I got to anticipate the downside. Now, you know what I mean? We swept the upside. Now, what's left? So, to me, it's that guy. Or it ends up being 9 a.m.'s low. You know? That's also a possibility. I think 9 a.m.'s low is like right here. That's also a possibility. We could just come down for 9 a.m.'s low, come into this previous area of accumulation, and then just continue pushing to the upside. So I'm not completely negating the fact that we could continue going up bullish, especially because we created a double top. But we did take Asian highs, intraday liquidity. So I'm anticipating intraday liquidity down here. Dow is just continuing to push up. NASDAQ pushed a little bit lower. I just don't see the structure yet on NAS. I'm going to wait for this gap, right? You guys see the gap that was created on Wednesday to Thursday of last week. That gap right there is the one that I'm waiting for to see what we do into it. We'll see. We'll see. 30 minutes bullish. Not. Anybody take anything? Or in any trades? Yeah. I'm going to go into that time frame that I really don't dive into too much. But guys, hey, I'm not surprised that the markets are not like the most exciting right now. It's NFP week. It tends to be like this. And I'll tell you what, it tends to be like this the most when there's about to be a high impact news. Whenever there's about to be like some high impact news, they build up a lot of liquidity for that shit. So I'm not surprised that we're not having explosive moves towards liquidity levels, towards obvious liquidity levels, because the S&P's got those equal highs that are very clear. NASDAQ came down lower, swept the lows, still respecting this bullish imbalance overall. You see, let's wait for this candle to close, but the candles are always going to do the damage. I mean, the wicks are always going to do the damage, and the bodies are going to tell you the narrative. So let's kind of wait for NASDAQ to develop, see if it wants to disrespect or respect that bullish imbalance, and that would really determine what we end up doing from here. Dow is just doing Dow things. Dow is just doing Dow things. Yep. S&P, look at, yeah, like I said, there's something there. We're just building up liquidity, building up opinions. Not just building up opinions, they're stacking up opinions. Like all these opinions of people who just think that they're short, double top, think that they're long, double bottom. Yeah. Look at all these opinions. Liquidity, like all of our smart money traders, you know, super liquidity, get into the market. A lot of people are getting trapped into all this stuff. Don't be the ones getting trapped into it. Yeah, don't be the ones getting trapped into it. We good. One time. JD said I usually make a 0.1 to start my trading days. Does it still require trading day? I honestly, you know, I never plan to finish a challenge within the 5 trading days. If it does, it has happened before. So if it happens, it happens. But I never really like intend to finish a challenge within those 5 days. I never really had to worry about the 5 trading day limit, like minimum trading days, I think it's called. It's pretty interesting. Drum said, "Hey, BE on Nas longs, just on my hands for now." Yeah, same, bro. Just waiting on my hands for now. Really, just being really patient. Honestly, I've realized in the month of August, it's the patient man will always eat because he can afford to wait. Deadass. Like August is the definition of that quote, right? The rich man will always eat because he can afford to wait. So, patient man will always eat. I haven't pushed a single button this week. My like trigger fingers like aching. I hope you guys know. Look at all this liquidity being built up. Dow disrespected. Nasdaq chilling. Took Nas, got some profit, and break even. Nice. Actually, I think they might have taken out those rules. A lot of firms that took away the. Yeah. I don't know. I think they still have the minimum trading days. So I could be wrong, but I was reading it yesterday, and I believe that they still have the 5 minimum trading days. If any prop firm, if you guys are with any prop firm that has the 30-day trading limit, I'm just letting you guys know it may be a smart move to look somewhere else, or be on the lookout for your prop firm. Follow them on social media, because here pretty soon they might be making that change as well, adapting to the new model that these prop firms are having. You know what I was realizing the other day, I was like, you know what, Top Step, the reason that they are the way that they are is because they don't have a lot of competition. I was looking at different like future prop firms, and there's not a whole lot of options out there. The futures prop firm industry is so underdeveloped. Somebody's gonna come up, like create a prop firm for futures market, and they're gonna come up hard because they're gonna sweep away this model from margin trading prop firms, and they're gonna put that model on these future trading prop firms, and it's gonna be game over. Because I said, you know, Top Step doesn't have a lot of competition, man. I mean, FTMO. How difficult was FTMO's challenge before? It was like 10% goal. I forget how many drawdown. It was like 8% overall drawdown. It was a little ridiculous, you know what I mean? Like, it was just rules way against you on FTMO. But it wasn't until MyForex Funds came along that FTMO not only lowered their prices, but lowered their standards on their funded traders, right? On their clients. So once the competition starts building up in the futures prop firm, I'm telling you guys, it's game over, because then, you know, Top Step won't be able to afford to stay the same. They'll have to evolve, just like FTMO had to with MyForex Funds, just like MyForex Funds had to with Skilled Funded Trader. Like, just adapting. They have to, you know. I don't know who the first one was to set the standard of 0 trading day limit, but it became a standard literally over one weekend. Over a weekend, all the prop firms came out with a fucking rule. Same one. Do they get together and, you know, fucking agree upon these rules? I believe that I've seen enough interviews to tell you guys that they don't. Not a lot of them work together. There's very few prop firms that are actually working with one another. For the most part, they are not communicating. Eddie said, "Do it, Bash. Make that futures prop firm." That's just that'd be lit, bro. I'm telling you, it's we're dropping gems here, not just in the charts, but business ideas. Damn, go Dowd, go, bussin'. S&P, come on, S&P. It's the ugliest accumulation I've ever seen in my life, but just take out that high, fuck's sakes. And then let's go Nazi Boo. Got this beautiful M structure right here. I'm about to full margin that short. Just kidding, guys. Don't take me serious. Sorry. I forget. Sometimes I forget to say JK. But if I ever say something absurd, just know that it's not. It's not happening. But yeah, no, Eddie, I agree with you, bro. Time to make some calls for sure. JD, sorry, I meant that 30-day max trading. Oh, yeah, for sure. I know what you mean. Fabio said, I was checking TopStep and couldn't find prices for their funded accounts. That's crazy because it's like the first thing that pops up when you get into their page. It's like they have this pop-up now because they have an offer going on. They have this pop-up. As soon as you get into the page, just pop up a new discount. It's like 50% off right now. Like 60% off. They're ridiculous discounts right now. But it's a monthly payment. It was smaller time frames or skill funded trader, I think. Yeah. Maybe. I mean, I can't say who was the first one, honestly. I'm not really like on top of all that stuff. I don't stay on top of all prop firms out there. There's just too many. But the first ones that I saw was the skill funded. And then my Forex funds did it that very same weekend. Rocket 20 something did it. And then all of them did it. Literally all. Give me 1 sec. I gotta sneeze. I'm not gonna lie to you, chat. Yo, chat. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm coming down with some sniffles. All right. Coming down with some sniffles. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, chat. It's just, I don't know why. It's not even like wintertime yet. You know it's the worst? Getting a cold when it's fucking 80, 90 degree days. What the fuck? Sorry for my language, but damn. It's that season. It's like flu seasons, when kids all go back to school and shit. And oh my gosh. It's like one of the kids gets it, and then all of you get it. JD said, waiting for TPS to be hit this month. I have no idea what I'm reading there. Sorry, bro. Waiting for TPS to be hit in this month is like pulling teeth. Painful. Huh. These abbreviations. Traders have a lot of abbreviations. You guys know that? Have you guys ever noticed, like, hopped on another trader's stream? Have you, like, guys ever hopped on another trader's stream and then try to understand what the fuck they're saying? Like, sometimes it's just, like, the abbreviations are so fucking funny to me. Waiting for TPs to be hit in this month is like pulling teeth. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I feel you. Yeah, S&P ended up respecting that imbalance, but I don't respect S&P for it. Personally, I can't respect S&P for it. This was a really, like, if you go to the 5-minute, which is my favorite time frame, like, what? I was supposed to pull it here? Where, bro? Where? Come on, S&P. Hey, even if I get a cold though, I'm gonna show up every single day. 30-day stream. Let's get it. It doesn't matter. Even if we're a cold, flood, whatever, man. Gonna keep going. Now, have you guys seen all these floods? And you guys think it's weird? All these fire, floods, all these like natural disasters are just happening left and right. Isn't it odd? I'm really curious to hear some thoughts on that. What do you guys think about all that stuff? S&P did what I wanted Nas to do. Yeah, Nas did a little bit of a deeper sweep, but honestly, if Nas would have respected that 15-minute, it would have been attractive as fuck. But then it did this, and now I'm just like, why? Why did you do that? You were very attractive. You were the most attractive asset out of all of them. And they just came to do some fuckery, so guys, I mean, look, I want you guys to drop some threes in the chat if you've been conservative with your risk this week. I want you guys to drop some threes in the chat if you haven't blown your account this week, if you haven't over traded. I want you guys to drop some threes in the chat if you sat on your hands today, because no trade is a trade. And I believe that needs to be glorified a little bit more around us. Like, no trade is a fucking trade, bro. And I want you guys to really be proud of that. Drop some threes in the chat for those of you who are sitting on your hands, patiently waiting for your ideal setup. And if it shows up today, it shows up. If it doesn't, it doesn't. All right, I want you guys to find pride in that. No trade is a trade. No trade is a trade. Price action is busting though. We're moving to the upside. Targets are getting hit. Maybe Dow will come up to that OB. Nasdaq. Nasdaq. Gotta love Nas. Yeah, Nas is heading for that number that we said, 15,500. Is NFP week, or is it NFP week or something? Why does the market slow down during NFP week? To build up opinions. I mean, it's not the slowest, but if you notice, like, look at the way that we accumulated since Monday. Okay, how many of us on Monday, drop some fives in the chat, okay? Sorry if I'm getting too loud, but drop some fives in the chat, okay? If on Monday you were waiting for these lows to get hit out first. Drop some fives in the chat if on Monday you were waiting for those lows to get taken out first. Fives in the chat. Yeah, same, Eddie. I was waiting for those lows to get hit out first. And across the board, those lows were left alone. Okay? Across the board, those lows were left alone. Okay? Then you have yesterday. Okay? Yesterday, that did the move. The opening is over here. Let's go to the open. Opening is right here, or 10 a.m. is around right here. Okay? And I don't know how many of you were waiting for it, but I was waiting for something a little bit deeper into this, but it really didn't tap. It tapped like the high of it, but it didn't tap into it, if that makes sense. Again, sat on my hands, right? And so then you have today. And so, you know, I have a hard time personally. Here's the thing. It's like, I'm the style of trader that will sit out in these conditions. But then you have John on the other side, who's fucking been calling out these double bottoms, triple bottoms every single fucking day, and John's living, you know. Johnny Boy's living off these double bottoms, M's and W's, you know. So I'm just that style of my strategy. It tells me that I need to wait for liquidity or downside liquidity to get hit first before I go long, upside liquidity to get hit first before going short. You know, so that's where these coming from. So that, yeah, poor John. I mean, in fact, John's living right now. He's living off these double bottoms. Look at that. John took that Dow. Oh, you know what, JD? We both know a John that's probably in those longs. I mean, I never talked to the guy ever again, but he used to be my mentor, actually. Mine and JD's mentor. I don't know what happened to him. I have faith that he's killing it, though. I have faith that he's probably in these longs. Yo, is that Nas? Did it take out the Asian high? Let's go. Targets. $10 a.m. here in a couple minutes. All right, guys. Let me grab a book real quick. Hold on. We're going to do a quote of the day. All right. Because obviously we got to wait for 10 a.m. and see if what price action ends up developing after that. So we're going to do a quote of the day. Okay. I'm going to start doing it whenever we have some downtime. And we'll see what's. I wish I could do a poll here on YouTube, like on the chat. I wish I could do a poll. Okay, look, the table of contents of this book is call for a change, leave the ordinary, overcome fear. Oh, that one's a good one. Know thyself, transformation, make a difference, inspire others. We're going to go to overcome fear. Or no, leave the ordinary. Because we're above average. So we're going to leave the ordinary. All right, let's go to leave the ordinary. Before I do, Zay says, close to the weekly point of interest on Dow and Nas. 1 second. Sorry, bro. I tried to sneeze, but I couldn't. Yeah, we're close. Relatively close. Dow is about to hit it. But I feel pretty good about these longs, guys. I think that these longs are just going to continue. Fucking sniffles, bro. Okay. So from page 26 to 42 is leave the ordinary. All right, leave the ordinary. Let's see. Oh, this one's a fucking good one. Jeez. All right, check this out. Oh man, I remember reading this a while back and I never touched on it. So it's so cool that we're bringing it up now. Like, check out this quote. Okay, quote of the day. Oh wait, hold on. No, yeah, I'm gonna do it. Okay. Changing is not the problem. Letting go of your resistance to change is. Fuck. Checked. I remember reading this and it was just so profound. Okay? When we resist inevitable change, we may well end up frustrated. Frustration is the result of trying to resist change. In fact, it's the results of resisting life itself. It's our resistance to life that disrupts our personal development. We believe change is difficult, but it isn't actual change that is difficult. Think about it. Many of our seemingly difficult things in our life are actually quite easy. Quitting a job you don't like, leaving a toxic relationship, asking someone for a date, it only takes one decision. How easy. What it's hard though is to make that decision. It's the hesitation to make a decision that consumes our energy, not the decision itself. Once we made the definite decision to change, energy is released. Making a decision is about closing other options. When there's no options left, we have focus. Once we have let go of our hesitation to do something, we can focus all of our energy in doing it. It's not the mountain in front of us that we must overcome, it's the hurdle within ourselves. Wow, that's a good one. I love that. Changing is not the problem. Letting go of the resistance to change is. That's a good one. Okay. Was good, chat? Was good? Was good? Anybody in any trades? Look at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Took out 9 a.m.'s high on Dow. 10 a.m. took out 9 a.m.'s high on Nasdaq. 9 a.m.'s high on S&P. What are we gonna do? Let me see in the chat. What are you guys more in favor of? Longs or shorts? Let me see in the chat. Was good, was good. Let me see your guys' bias for today. With the price action that's developed so far, are you long for the remainder of the day or short? If you had to say gun to your head right now, what would you pick? If you had to say gun to your head today, today we're going to have a bullish closed candle or a bearish closed candle. What are you doing? Longs or shorts? What team are we on? What team we on, chat? What team we on? Let's see. Let's see. Got longs, short. Ooh. Short on US 30 or NAS. Ooh, I like that. Okay. Okay. Zach says shorts. I think rise to the drop. Okay. Shorts because it's been longing for a while. I don't know. It started longing on Monday and it's still longing. I don't know if that's a definite analysis. Bullish close. Okay. Shorts. We closed the imbalance entirely on Dow. All right, chat. Let me tell you guys how I'm feeling about this. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm 100% in favor of longs today. And I think that this is going to be a nice retracement for us to get an opportunity to continue higher. I could be totally wrong. NASDAQ, though, it's the only one. I'm hesitant on. But overall long. Just that these liquidity, bro. These lows, man. Nah, but overall longs. I couldn't agree with you guys more. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Yo. All right. Sorry. I'm telling you guys sniffles. Yeah, look. So here's where let's say I'm bullish. Okay, price action's already gone. You have to look for a. What do you do at those points? You have to look for a new level of support. You have to find the next level of support that's gonna get price more support to continue to the upside. So how are we gonna do that? There's many time frames that are gonna give you support. Okay, I start on the 1 hour. The 1 hour right now, the next level of support is down here. You know, this previous area of accumulation and this previous low, there's no imbalances. 1 hour, really current price action, nothing's really close. Let's go to the 15 minute. 15 minute, let's bring up all of them, okay? Let's bring up all of them. That's NASDAQ, this is Dow, and that's S&P in the end. Okay, let's bring up all of them, and that's the 15 minute on all of them. Okay, 15 minute, next level of support for Dow is down here, a little bit further down in the range. NASDAQ is way down here, previous area of accumulation. S&P way down here. Okay, then go to the 5 minute. Now the 5 minute does have a lot of levels of support across the board for all of these. So NASDAQ, S&P. Now we have another. Let's wait for this 5 minute to close. This 5 minutes about to close. And then after that, we'll have 5 minutes. Okay, we have about 5 minutes left for the next 15-minute candle closure. So if the 5 minutes, the one that I'm looking at right now for support, and the 15-minute closes, I'm gonna go back to the 15-minute and see if the 15-minute gives me that support. Yeah, brother. What's the question? Anybody looking at the 1 minute? Because I'm not really looking at the 1 minute. That's why I was asking. I have thought about that, Raphael, but I don't like to begin with. I don't even follow the 12 a.m. strategy, like that New York midnight opening price like strategy. I don't even follow it or use it in my strategy to begin with. So but I've thought about it. I just thought it was way too much of a big change on my trading to like I would need a separate account to trade something like that. That's how big of a change I see it. Yeah, I haven't used the midnight opening price enough for me to tell you that I could confidently use it. Price is just going. Let's see the 1 minute. Yeah, it's just walking itself up. Nothing here for me to take. Dow. $15-minute candle closes here in less than a minute. In less than 2 minutes, sorry. Got a sell limit on NAS at 15,532. Nice. You know, I don't trade from left to right, if that makes sense. 15,532. Yeah, I don't trade from I don't trade from left to right. So for example, like I won't look for like a mitigation on the left to determine what I do on the right. I just look up current price action. Like this is all I need right here. Higher time frame, yes, objectives, but when it comes to lower time frames, I know my brother Nate, he looks to the left and really dissects areas. And I think his style of trading is so interesting. Yeah, I personally don't do that. I just look at current price action. No, higher time frame objectives, lower time frame current price action. I think this is the new 15-minute candle, right? Yeah. So there it is. This is the new level of support on Dow right there. The next level of support is down here. It doesn't have a wick, so the likelihood of us hitting it is there. But I want to respect that. Overall, I want to respect that top imbalance. Yeah, I wanted to respect that top imbalance with the bodies. Doesn't have to with the wick, but body. Here's my new level of support for NASDAQ or S&P, sorry.
tapping into that imbalance. Any accumulation out of these imbalances, I would definitely favor. Nasdaq is really far from that. Probably Nasdaq won't make it all the way down there, but Dow and S&P are basically already there. Dow tapped into that one. Now, if Dow ends up closing below this one, then I couldn't help myself but to agree with everyone that said shorts. I like the longs from where we're at, but I'm gonna sit and wait patiently, because like I said, we could distribute. It's not that we can't. We're balls deep in premium. Just I'm more in favor of the longs. Dow shorts, nice. On Dow, that 15-minute. I mean, it's shorting. I just haven't seen anything in terms of entry. Hey, maybe we go for all those fucking lows. So, okay, let's review real quick. Let's clear off Nas. Let's clear off Dow. Too much back and forth. Let's clear off S&P. Top down. Back again. Okay, we got S&P. Clearly 50% and above. We also have S&P trading 50% and above into this imbalance here on the back end. We have S&P trading on the high of the range. It already took out that range and turned it into a bullish range. Okay. Then you have the 4 hour, which is in a previous area of distribution. Yep, previous area of distribution, unmitigated 1 hour candle. Okay. We are shorting off above the highs. Bearish on the 5 minute. Bullish on Nasdaq, Dow, and yeah, Nasdaq and Dow. Nasdaq. Let's do it again. Nasdaq, top to bottom. Took out all internal liquidity on Nasdaq. Oh, I took out that objective. Damn. You know what, Nas? I couldn't disagree with you guys on that, Nas. The weekly is bearish, the monthly screams bullish, the daily screams bullish. What to do, what to do. Upside liquidity has been ran. I mean, it only makes sense to move lower for the downside liquidity. Once you do your analysis again, yeah. Whoever said short, good job, guys. I mean, some of the reasonings as to why you guys were going short, I couldn't 100% agree with, but it's shorting. And I definitely can see why. Let's go on the weekly on Dow. Dow closes the entirety of the imbalance. Makes it to 50% and above. Takes out some liquidity. Comes into previous area of distribution. We took 10 a.m.'s high. Now it's time to find resistance. Unless you guys are already in it. If any of you are in it from the 1 minute, all I gotta ask you is how? What the hell told you 1 minute? Except for Dow. I guess Dow on the 1 minute, but aside that, I'm questioning the quality of entries. Questioning the quality of entries if you're in it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I got in and out, but little distro on Nas, yeah. Little distro on Nas. Yeah, I mean, I see the distro on a higher time frame. I don't see it on the smaller time frame. Dow looks cleaner on the 5. Yeah, I mean, what? I just don't know where the entry was. Yeah, that reasoning, because it's been longing for a while, was just not good enough for me. I need data. I need data for me to say that's why we're gonna short. Data at the end of the day. No trade from me. Will be hopping off until Friday. Have a good day, bro. Love you too, bro. Much love to you too. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm slow week for me. I'm telling you guys, nothing's clear. I'm telling you, like trades. I know you. Someone's saying like the 5 minute. I just don't see shit on the 5 minute here. Not any, like not one thing do I see here on the 5 minute that I would have took for the short. Yep, DXY hit previous weekly low. Ah, look at that. Oh my gosh, the aggressiveness of these fucking things and the way they're falling right now. That's the mentality that gets me clapped all the time. Yeah, just like old beliefs. Old beliefs. It's not, and I mean, it's not like the mentality was wrong today, but it wasn't helpful either. You know what I mean? Like, there's no data behind the bias. Yeah. Zerk said ES had a 5 minute civvy, and I mean, bro, I trust me. I see everybody that's telling me to go look at the 5 minute. I see it. I just don't see an entry here yet. Yeah, it's 15-minute imbalance, weekly wick, midpoint right above the internal liquidity. If that's your entry point, that's cool. But I could not enter off a weekly wick midpoint. Yeah, I just couldn't. You know, shout out to whoever ever got in on the shorts. It's just not meeting my criteria. The longs didn't meet my criteria, and the shorts didn't meet my criteria, and therefore, it's a no trading day for me. Like, trust me, guys. I'm seeing what you guys are telling me. I'm not disagreeing with you guys at all. I'm just, I don't know, different. Just, like, I would have never ever thought about coming over here and shorting it out of this. You know, or like that would have just never crossed my mind. But I know my brother Nate, he studies stuff like this. Like, he'll study unmitigated candles and like imbalances within those areas. Like, he's really good at stuff like that. I just don't see it. Really, he's a savage at stuff like that. So yeah, it's not the way that I trade, that's all. You know. Ulysses, wait, hold on. Jason said everyone's rules eyes are different. 100% should have stuck to oil bash. Definitely not. Yeah, definitely not. No trades yet. Yep, basically I would have liked Dow to close on the bullish imbalance first before I got in for any shorts. Beautiful. The only one I saw an entry was Dow. Clear redistro on the 1 minute after the... Yeah, but see, like, my thing against that is... It's like, if you take a 1 minute entry based off just the weekly, so you're telling me that from the weekly, you go all the way down to the 1 minute, and that's what gives you your bias? I just don't know about that. You know what I mean? Like, there has to be reasoning in every time frame for me to just... Weekly, daily, there's not much there other than an imbalance here. 4 hours was bullish, 1 hour bullish, 30-minute was bullish, 15-minute was bullish, 5-minute was bullish. Literally the only thing that was bearish was the 1 minute, and I couldn't accept that as an entry. And maybe, you know, just go back test that, you know, go back test every time we hit a weekly objective and on the 1 minute, and you jump right into the 1 minute. Like, how many times does that work out? You know, just back test it. Yeah. Nah, still waiting for a potential entry. Yeah, I've had to learn the hard way to stay out of smaller time frame entries. Yeah, like you learn the hard way, but I mean, eventually you learn. It's like you end up losing so much fucking money on the 1 minute that you fucking finally realize that you probably should not be on the 1 minute all the time. That's just how, I mean, I've learned the hard way. Some people will learn by listening to other people. Some people will learn only by the market taking it from them. So, you know, I was one of those people that I only learned by getting my ass handed to me by the market. Okay, so don't ever feel embarrassed if you guys are those type of learners. It's just the type of learners that we are. There's nothing wrong with that. Just know that the ride is painful. The ride is painful. Shorts on NAS from inverted imbalance on the 5 minute. Harold said you're right. Please don't tell me that. I don't like being right, because then that somebody telling me, oh, you're right, is basically saying that I'm wrong. You know what I mean? It's like them telling me, oh, I'm wrong, you're right. And it's like, it's not like that, guys. You know, don't think that I'm right or wrong in any way. Just go back test it. Challenge everything that I tell you. Please don't think that I'm right or wrong on anything. Just go back test it. Go back test it. Don't ever take anything that I say so strictly. And anything that anybody fucking tells you guys, take it by your own experience. If that 1 minute distributions at weekly, you know, levels of resistance is the fucking play, and you've gotten bags on that, do it. Do it. Don't let anybody fucking tell you otherwise. But, you know, if you have beliefs of the market, I challenge you guys to go and challenge those beliefs until they either change or become supported by your newfound beliefs. Okay? Also, the FOMO can get real as fuck on the smaller time frame since you consistently see potential entries. I could not agree more. I like using seconds for accuracy. Oh, definitely. I used to do that all the time. I still have the seconds time frames. I just don't use it. But I used to do that all the time. My boy Matthew put me on that. One thing I like about you, Bash, is how patient you are. Like a true camper, like a true camper. Fuck off, Jason. Yeah, I'm really patient, especially when it comes to the charts. And this is how, I don't know. This is just how I've came to be after getting my ass whooped so many fucking times in the market. What do I think about this 15-minute inverse imbalance? US 500 S&P for a potential short. You're right. You are not right. You just have probabilities on your side, never the market, right or wrong. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, so let's see where we're at. 15-minute. Okay. Yeah, I mean, honestly, if we do make it up there, cool, but I think we're going to shit. Sorry, that was just kind of looking at here. I like the inverted imbalance, don't get me wrong, but I look here first before I look far left. And this is what's screaming shorts to me. And then you do have an inverted imbalance. Here you have a breaker. And you have the imbalance. And then you still have the liquidity. Nasdaq, I'm a little hesitant on Nas. Yeah, Nasdaq is the one that's kind of whipsawing right now. Look at that. Whip the high, trying to whip the low. That's why, like, you know, yeah, I know some of you may not have noticed, but my boy Jerome, he used to run calls, and man, I used to really just love the way that he traded. I still do. And one of the things I really respect about him is calling it quits. You know, I noticed that being able to call it good for the day is something not a lot of people can do. Not until they're very frustrated with themselves. And having the awareness of stopping before you get to that point of frustration is very important. It's the power of thinking before you act. Thinking before you act. I would need evidence here. I need evidence here. Okay, sorry, I couldn't read your message earlier. You are not right. You just have the probabilities on your side. Never see the market as right or wrong basis. Yeah, 100%. 100%. No one's ever right or wrong. Yeah, just be cautious, guys. Don't get fucked. Don't blow your accounts, your challengers, equity, profits on days that are probably going to end up looking like a doji. You know what I mean? Zay said, LML, y'all back and forth about the Halo. Oh, where is he? Oh, yeah, he's back over there. I meant on Nas, my fault. Oh, on Nas. Yeah. It's tough, bro. Tough, because Nas is pretty strong. I wouldn't pull it without a clear distribution. Some clear distro in that area would be nice. But guys, I do have a one-on-one here in like about 20 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna start my day with my one-on-ones. I have 2 one-on-ones today. They're each 2 hours. So I'm looking forward to my sessions. And I just want to say thank you guys for being on here today. Thank you guys for showing up. And I appreciate you guys' time, energy, love, support, everything. Even Jason's hate, little shady comments. I love them too. I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate everyone on here. And again, guys, there's no rush. Okay? No rush. The markets are always going to be there. If it wasn't clear today, it is what it is. My friend had a tattoo on her arm, and it said, "Lo que será, será." And I think that's like a Spanish version of "it is what it is." So we'll leave that. But yeah. Weekly objective hit on DXY. I'll be just doing daily analysis on it for now until next week. Remember, NFP is Friday. I will see you guys on Friday for that. I won't be running it during NFP. Hell no. I'm just letting you guys know I'm going to be sleeping through that. I'll wake up at like 9 and start the stream. Okay. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Remember, Friday, I'm going to give you guys all the giveaway details. All the giveaway details are going to be released on Friday. And then I'll give you guys instructions on everything. So be sure to tune in on Friday. Be sure that if you've never traded NFP, if you've never really paid attention to these high impact news, be sure to tune in tomorrow. Okay. And I'll tell you why tomorrow. I'm not going to tell you today, but come to the stream tomorrow morning and find out why I want you guys, especially those who never really paid attention to NFP, to be here tomorrow on the stream. All right. If you aren't used to trading news or anything like that, be sure to tune in tomorrow. And for everybody else, either way, I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, guys, take care. Love you guys. Clap easy, trade responsibly, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.